Hello everyone and welcome back to the Hustlery Quick Wins series. So we've started diving a little bit more into some advanced strategies and some advanced features that you can utilize to kickstart your growth journey with Hustlery. Alright, so in the previous video we quickly spoke about some basic ad optimizations and some retargeting ads and how to implement those to increase your conversion rates. Okay, so in this video we are going to speak about scaling your follow-up and sales process, which will increase your conversion rate even more, because as we've said previously, the money is in the follow-up. If you can generate as many leads as you want, but if you don't follow up effectively and you don't keep your sales process organized and streamlined, your conversion rate is not going to pick up and you're still not going to get those paying customers. All right, so first thing we need to look at is your sales pipeline. In a previous video, we quickly spoke about optimizing your pipeline and making sure that each stage is visually reflected in your opportunities pipeline inside of Hustlery. And I just want to reiterate that you should go and customize this pipeline to reflect exactly each stage that you have in your sales process for your business. So in this case, it is new lead, abandoned checkout, first contact made, appointment scheduled, service completed, no-show cancelled, due for rebooking or reactivation, cold lead, and then review and referral request, which is the basic stages inside a service-based business. You can also go and customize each of these stages. So let's say you work on quotes. You can also say new lead, first contact made, quote sent, quote approved, invoice sent, and then you can have a stage after that that says service delivered, and then invoice paid or invoice unpaid for X amount of days, and then review request, and then cold lead reactivation. That's just another example of a sales pipeline that is well organized. But please go and do an audit of your sales process. Ask your sales rep or your person that follows up with your lead, what is the exact stages that the client goes through, so that you accurately reflect that in your opportunities pipeline inside of Hustlery, which will keep your leads organized, and it will also just help you to know exactly in which stage each client is, so that you can communicate effectively according to the stage where they are. So now that we have spoken about that pipeline, another way to effectively organize your leads and organize your sales process is by making notes. So on the dashboard over here, you will see that there is a task board. So you can automate this as well, and I will show you guys how to do that just now. But it is very good to create tasks for your salespeople, or to create follow-up reminders for your salespeople, so that not one follow-up or one lead slips through the cracks. Okay? So where you can go and create these tasks is either through the contact list or through the opportunities. You can go into a contact over here, into the contact list over here, then you can go to tasks, then you can say add task, okay? Then you can say, let's say follow up with client X on X day or in X amount of days. That's just an example. And you can say client Jean wants to know more, just very busy at the moment. Okay, then you can set the due date. Let's say the due date is next week at 8 a.m. it is due, and then you can assign this task to, let's say we assign it to Tyron, and then you can associate a contact or an opportunity. Let's say we want to associate a contact, we say Jean is the contact. Then you can save that, and the person assigned to this task will then get a reminder via email and via in the app, a notification saying that they need to follow up with this client on this day, and then they can read that description to see exactly what they were interested in or what was the reason that they had to follow up. The other way to do this is you can go to your opportunities, and then you can go there. You will see it says there's a task on that client. You can also add notes, but we'll speak about that now. You can also add a task over here inside the opportunity directly. Let's just say example. I'm not going to type out a whole thing there now. Then example. And this is where your salespeople or your person responsible for following up with clients can keep track of what conversation was had with the client, what were they interested in, what was the reason that they had to follow up in a certain amount of days, etc. And that just keeps everything organized, and it keeps communications clear, so that there is clarity on the client's side when there is being spoken to them by one of your employees. You can also make notes over here. So tasks, has reminders. If you create a task, the person responsible for that task will get a reminder. A note doesn't necessarily have reminders. That is just for your internal purposes to keep track of everything that's been said to the client, what quote has been sent, what invoice has been sent, etc. And then again, you can link an opportunity or a contact, and you can just save it from there. All right, so the next thing when we look at optimizing your sales process is using your unified inbox for quicker responses and for keeping your conversations clear and for keeping your conversations in one place. So in this case, you'll see that there's not really any conversations yet, but as you can see on my name over here, there is this chat that was had with me, any emails that was sent to me, any Facebook messages, any Instagram DMs, any SMSs, any WhatsApps, whatever the case may be, any communication that was relevant to me will be in this one chat over here. And you can also make internal comments over here where you can mention your associates or your colleagues if they need to be aware of something. Let's just say at Tyron, that is an example, this client wants to know more about websites. Okay, let's say I deal more with services, and then Tyron is the guy responsible for websites. I will mention him in an internal comment, and he can see that this client is really interested in websites and that he must now contact this client to speak to him about websites and exactly what he wants to know about websites. There you go. And internal comments is only visible to users of the platform. The client cannot see this at all. The last thing we're going to speak about for optimizing your follow-up process is automations. And automations is like magic in the sales world. So you can build automations so that if someone doesn't respond in 24 hours, you follow up with them. If someone then doesn't respond in another 2 or 3 days, you follow up again. And then if they don't respond within that time period, you know, this client is non-responsive, I'm wasting my time. Let's throw that in a cold lead database so that we can try and reactivate it then after 30 or 60 days. You can also set automations that when a quote was sent and it's not accepted within the time period given, let's say 7 days, it sends them a reminder via email or WhatsApp saying, hey, we sent you this quote, you haven't looked at it yet, please let us know what you think or if you are still interested. The same thing goes for invoices. If you send someone an invoice and they haven't paid within a certain amount of days, you can send them a reminder maybe every 2 days, every 5 days, every 7 days, every 14 days, just reminding them to settle that invoice. And that helps you with your revenue collection so that invoices don't stay outstanding for 30, 60, 120 days. And that just helps you get the money in the bank. So let's look at an example over here. Automated follow-up or nurture. Let's look at the WhatsApp mobile message. Okay, so I'm going to show you guys how to build a basic follow-up sequence. So this is when someone becomes a new lead, we instantly send them an SMS because as we've said, the quicker you respond, the higher your chances are of converting that lead into a customer. So thanks for your details and interest. Let us know when you are open to chat more. And then you can put in a wait step. Let's say wait. And then you want to select contact reply, SMS, that's the step, yes. Then you put a timeout of, let's say, 2 days, okay? Or at first, let's say 1 day. Then you say save. So then you will see it splits into 2 branches like this. When a contact replies, you can say something like, thank you very much. Please book a call for a time that suits you at the following link. And then you can just put that custom value in there. Custom value, booking link, there you go. And the client can then just select a slot and book a call for a time that suits them best. And if they didn't answer within 1 day, you say, hey, contact first name. Are you still interested in X? And you save that. Obviously you need to go and customize this message now to suit your business and your brand, to make sure that the communication is exactly the way you want it for your business and your clients. Then again, you can put another wait step. Let us say contact reply. There we go, timeout. The timeout is going to be, let's make it now 7 days. If they reply, you say go to. Then you want to send them to this step over here so that they get that message. And if they don't reply after 7 days, then you send them another message saying, hi there, we haven't heard from you in a few days. Please let us know whether you are still interested. If not, that is totally fine. Have a great day. Save. And that just makes sure you follow up with the lead constantly, because sometimes people miss the first message. Sometimes they even miss the second message, you know. And then if you constantly follow up with them, it shows them that you really care and you're really interested in helping them with their problem and providing your services. So that way you make sure that no lead goes unanswered, and that every lead is followed up with at least 3 times. So after this last SMS, let us then put in another wait step saying wait for contact reply. On this step, you can again put a timeout. Actually don't need a timeout. Yeah, let's put another timeout of about 7 days on here. Then what will happen if a contact replies? Then you say if else. Okay, if contact replied, where is that one now? Contact reply, or let's say contact replied message contains yes, and then same thing over here, contact replied message contains no. Then you say save. Again, if they said yes, you say go to this step over here to make a booking. If the contact says no, they are not interested, you just send a friendly message saying no worries at all, we won't bother you further. Or you can say, if you want to be more courteous, you say we won't follow up again. And that is actually a psychological thing as well. As soon as you close the door on someone, they psychologically does something to a client, and then all of a sudden they might become interested because you now close the opportunity and said you're not going to follow up again, you're not going to waste your time any further. Then sometimes it triggers something psychological in a client, and they say, wait, actually no, I am interested, I am struggling with this problem and I need to solve it right now. But most of the times it just closes the door, and then you can actually then you can actually divert your attention and focus to leads that are actually interested, and you don't waste your time further. So then over here we can just say update opportunity. In new lead stage, or in leads pipeline, cold lead reactivation, contact first name, opportunity source leave blank, value you need to fill in according to what the client is worth to you, and then status stays open or lost actually. And then lost reason, you can go and configure that if you wanted to, and then you say save. Then that client will land in the cold lead stage in your pipeline, and you know, okay, we've tried to qualify them now, they're really not interested, let's not waste our time further. There you go. So that is that for an automated follow-up sequence, to follow up at least 2 or 3 times with the client to make sure that they are really not interested before actually closing the loop, closing the door, and not wasting your time further. So you can actually do the same thing for quotes sent. You can do the same thing for Instagram messages. You can do the same thing for Facebook messages. And that way you just make sure that your follow-up is consistent and that you've done your part in following up with the client. And if they still are not interested, it's not your fault. Then it's just a bad lead. And that you can maybe put them in a reactivation sequence after 30 days. Maybe their mind changed by then. But you don't waste any resources further on that lead. And that just increases your conversion rate as well. So yeah, that is that for optimizing your sales and follow-up sequences and processes. If you guys want to know anything more, let me know in the comments down below, or just you can reach us at the little green button on the bottom right through the live tech support button, or you can give your customer success agent a call on their number or send them a WhatsApp. We're always here to help you guys. If you struggle with anything, or you need some clarity on something, or you want us to check one of your automations, or you want to maybe just have our input in your sales process, we're more than willing to help. Just give us a shout and we'll be right there to assist you. Hope you guys have a wonderful day, and I'll see you in the next video. Cheers.